Hey fight fans, welcome back to the Fight Book. This is the Indian Action Guy back with another episode of Fight News, and today we have 18 new fight announcements including 5 in the UFC. Moreover, we also have some updates from UFC's new deal with Paramount. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let's start from the last episode of Tough 33 and the first episode of Dana White's Contender Series. In the welterweight semi-final, Team Daniel Cormier's Daniil Dochenko beats Mac Dixon and advances to the final of Tough 33 welterweight tournament. He will be facing another Team DC's member, Rodrigo Sazzinado, in the second fight on the early prelims of UFC 319 this weekend. Then in the first episode of Dana White's Contender Series, only Besangor Susurkaev was the one who got the finish out of all 5 fights. He is a training partner of Khamzat Chimaev and he had taken this fight on 4 days notice only, and then he got the first round KO with front kick to the body. Then he asked Dana White that he again wants to return in 4 days in the undercard of Khamzat Chimaev UFC 319 card, and he got his wish. Yes, Dana White has found an opponent for him and he will now be facing Eric Nolan, who is the current CFFC MMA welterweight champion, riding a 3-fight knockout streak. In 2020, Khamzat Chimaev set a UFC record for the fastest turnaround by fighting twice within just 10 days, and now at UFC 319, a card headlined by Chimaev, his main training partner Susurkaev will make an incredible 4-day turnaround from Dana White's Contender Series to make his UFC debut. Then 2 fights are added on UFC Perth card, and the first one is a lightweight bout where Jamie Mullarkey will try to break his 2-fight skid in front of his home crowd against Rolando Bedoya, who is currently 0-3 in the UFC. Then the second fight is a featherweight bout where Daniel Santos' original opponent Doo Ho Chui had pulled out, and now he is replaced by his countryman 9-0 undefeated Ju Sang Yu, who is coming off his performance of the night round 1 knockout debut in the UFC. Then Charles Jourdain's little brother Luis Jourdain will be competing on Dana White's Contender Series on September 30th against Brazilian Magno Dias. Anyway, after the first episode of Dana White's Contender Series, Dana gave interview to the media where he says that the UFC is planning going into the Paramount deal guns blazing and have no intention of watering down numbered events, with them no longer being PPVs. White also confirmed that the July 4th event will be on the White House South Lawn regardless of the weather that day. He then confirmed in another interview that fighters' pay will increase after signing the Paramount Plus deal and bonuses are also going up. Then a fight I had previously reported that Chris Weidman vs Anderson Silva 3 is signed, but venue and date is yet to be decided. Now Chris Weidman squashes reports of his boxing match versus Silva and says that there are no talks about his fight against Silva, but money talks. Anyway, one more fight that is not happening is a boxing fight announced by Riyadh Season for Crawford vs Canelo Fight Week. WBA number 1 ranked Jarrell Miller was supposed to take on WBA number 3 ranked Michael Hunter, but then now Hunter's promoter Don King has announced that WBA regular heavyweight title fight between Kubrat Pulev and Michael Hunter, which he won the purse bids for by offering 1.1 million, will take place on October 4th in Miami, Florida. Announcement comes after Don King issued cease and desist to Sella and TKO Group after they announced Miller vs Hunter fight. Anyway, now the winner of Pulev vs Hunter is supposed to take place the WBA interim champion, who is currently Fabio Wardley. Moreover, former champion Noel Mikhailian, Blair Cobbs and Adrian Bronner will also be showcasing their skills undercard of this event. Then No Limit Boxing have officially announced the IBF welterweight title eliminator between Liam Paro and David Peppert, which I have already told you about. Anyway, they also announced 2 undercard fights where Liam Wilson will be trying to get 4th straight win in the lightweight division when he takes on 15-0 undefeated Carlos Gonzalez. And in a light heavyweight bout, 8-0 Australian light heavyweight champion Paulo Alcuso will be making the first defense of his belt against 6-0 American Casey Dixon. Then lastly, from boxing world, there is reportedly a verbal agreement in place for Sebastian Fundora to defend his WBC super welterweight title against the former unified welterweight champion Keith Thurman on October 18th in Las Vegas. But this fight is yet to be made. Currently, it's just a verbal agreement. Then if we talk about bare knuckle boxing, BKFC announced their card in Newark, New Jersey on October 4th, where Mike Perry will return against Jeremy Stephens. The king of violence, Mike Perry, who is currently 5-0 in BKFC, is currently coming off his boxing fight loss to Jake Paul, while Jeremy Stephens, who is currently 3-0 in BKFC, is coming off his UFC loss to Mason Jones. Then last but not least, PFL have officially announced their Dubai card for October 3rd, and its headliner Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes 2 for the PFL lightweight title was already leaked by Khabib Nurmagomedov a few days ago. The co-headliner of this event will be a PFL vacant light heavyweight title fight where Bellator light heavyweight champion Corey Anderson, who is coming off his heavyweight fight win, will be taking on current PFL lightweight champion Dovlet Yakshimuradov in a so-called unification bout to get the ultimate light heavyweight champion in the PFL. Anyways, Zubaira Tukhugov versus Artem Lobov, that had already been announced, will be taking place in 165 pounds division in the same card. And that's all in this video. Now you are again completely up to date with the fight world and upcoming fight schedule. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comment section, and do give your feedback as well, as it is important for my motivation. And if you have already done it, then do whatever you want now.